Sammy Wilson.
And like the member for Staffordshire Moorlands, I will not be supporting the government this evening, but I will not be with a heavy heart. It will be because I have a real conviction that what is being done and the approach that the government has made on this issue is wrong. And we have heard it again here today, and we heard it yesterday from the Prime Minister, that the very basis of pushing and promoting this policy is to instil fear into the hearts of people across the United Kingdom. Listen to the Prime Minister yesterday. We have to delay this because this new variant could kill people in ways we can't foresee or we don't understand. The same old message. If you do not obey these restrictions, then you're in danger, either of dying yourself or your relatives dying, and you can't put your nose out the door, you can't do the things you want to do in normal life because there's a real danger you'll die. Even though, of course, the statistics show that even of those who contract coronavirus, a very small proportion, less than 0.3% actually died. And of those, even the World Health Organization has said that many of those deaths may not even be attributable to coronavirus anyway. If you've been tested for coronavirus 28 days before you died in a car accident, you will still qualify as a coronavirus death. And so the statistics themselves have been even used in a way to try and reinforce the message of fear. Now, I want to just make 2 points here today, Mr. Deputy Speaker. The first is this, that if we follow the logic of what we heard from the Minister and the Prime Minister over the last 2 days, then we will never get away from the restrictions that we are living with at present. Because the Minister has admitted that we will have to live with coronavirus. And we know that the virus itself will mutate. So we're going to get different versions of it. And if we get different versions of it, we'll be told that this version is different than the last version. It's more dangerous, it's more contagious, it leads to more deaths, it leads to higher infection rates, or whatever. So there's justification for keeping the restrictions in place. And indeed, we heard from the Minister today not only the current restrictions, but we know that we're now going to have further restrictions in the future. If you work in the care sector, you're going to be forced to have a vaccination. He didn't answer the question, but I assume that if you visit anybody in hospital or a care home, you're going to have to prove you had a vaccination. And if you are a peripheral worker, are you going to have the vaccination? So we can see already that the government is thinking of people have accepted these restrictions. There will be other things in the future which are going to be forced on them. The second one is this, that the Minister said he was going to follow the data. Well, let me tell him some data. Unemployment in my constituency has gone up by more than 100% as a result of restrictions. Businesses are going under. Between now and what is called Terminus Day, many people will find their employment terminated, their business terminated, their livelihoods terminated, and for those reasons, I will not be voting for these restrictions tonight.